Hello everybody, my name is Marianne Rossiter. I'm also known as Mac, or you can find me at StampinMak.com up at my little sign right here. You can see I made this out of some black cardstock with the little letters Thinlits dies. I am a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator and I do classes out of my house. So I like to show people how to make certain cards and do a wide variety of different classes. And I'm going to show you a real quick card that we made just because this is my first video and I'm still learning the ins and outs. And I would love to have your feedback to see what you guys are looking for and what you would like to see, and any feedback on how this video goes as well. So let me get the little letters Thinlits out of the way. This is the first card we will be making for this video anyway. We will have more videos hopefully to come. But I did this for one of my classes. I saw this online and I thought it was a super cute card. A little different from when I saw it online, but I thought, well, I can case that, copy and share everything. So I thought, well, I'll take that and we'll do it for a class. So when you come to my classes, this is actually what you'll get. I'll have everything set up for you. You get a pile of paper, all the ink pads will be out, and all you do is bring adhesive. So this is one of the things that I do. I love having friends over and doing classes that way. We get to hang out and make beautiful cards while we're at it. So with this, let me show you how this is made. Here, let me get this out of the way for you. I want to show you this is the thick white cardstock. This is going to be my base. It's a little bit sturdier than the thinner regular Whisper white cardstock. You can see this is the regular cardstock, and this is the thicker, thick white cardstock. It's the same thickness as the colored cardstock, so it holds up a little bit better than the flimsier, thinner cardstock. So I like to use that as the base. So we're going to put that aside for right now. What we have here is we have the Designer Series paper, or DSP. This is right out of the Celebration catalog, and that is called Flowering Fields is the stamp set, and the DSP right here is the Wildflower Fields Designer Series paper. So what we're going to do with this Designer Series paper, I also cut out some Hello Honey cardstock, and we have the basic black background, as well as some of the thinner Whisper white cardstock in black that we're going to stamp the flower on this, and then we're going to layer everything together. I do also have some ribbon here as well. This is the black satin ribbon. So what I'm going to do here is first I'm going to stamp. I always stamp first because you can always turn the paper over if you make a mistake. So I'm going to bring out my trusty little pad here. This is the Pierce mat that I've just wrapped up with some plain white paper just to give it that extra thickness, and that way if I get ink on the pad I can just change this. This is well loved, as you can see, and I will be changing that out pretty soon. So it gives a nice flat solid image with just a little bit of give so that you get a clean stamped image. So I'm going to be using the Memento black ink pad, and I have my name on everything because I take it places, and if you don't have your name on something it may not come back if it gets lost, so I do have that there. But I'm going to be using this, and I have the flower right from that Flowering Fields stamp set, and I'm really bad about putting the labels on. I never seem to do that, but you can see right through here what it's going to be. You stamp it nice and solid on there, and I'm just going to kind of just eyeball it right in the middle, and I'm going to push that down. I'm going to lift up, and then you have a nice clean image. I'm going to move that out of the way, and then I'm mixing and matching stamp sets. So now I actually have the Happy Birthday from the Balloon Celebration stamp set. That's actually in the Occasions catalog, and let's see, I can actually show you what that is. So this is a cute little set as well with all the different balloons, and it has a matching punch, but I wanted the little Happy Birthday, so I'm mixing and matching sets. So I'm going to take this and go ahead and ink that up as well and put that right underneath it. And because it's the photopolymer, it's the clear stamp, you can see right where it's going, and you get a great image every single time. So let me get some of these out of the way. Don't want to rub your arm through the ink pad. I've done that before. All right, and then I'm going to color it. So this is super simple. It's not meant to be perfect. You can see the DSP actually has some leaves colored in. I've actually went and matched those colors. So we have the the Calypso Coral, and we have Hello Honey, and I believe this is, yep, Old Olive. And it's not meant to be perfect, it's just to give it a little bit of color. And you can use the thinner side or the thicker side, but I just went through and kind of just colored it. Everybody colors a little differently. And I wanted a two-tone flower, so we're just going to do that, give it some extra color. Nothing meant to be perfect here, nobody's perfect. And then I just went back in and colored a few extra petals just to give it a little bit more color. And then I took the green, and I'm actually going to use the thick side for this as well, just to give it a little bit of color on the leaves. And this is going to mimic that DSP pattern, just to get it a little bit colored. And then what we're going to do is we're just going to glue this on the back of the black paper. I use the Fast Fuse. I do love this stuff. It's very sticky, and as you can see, if you don't quite do the little check mark at the end, it will pull it all off the roll. I don't do that very often, but of course, it never fails. If you're on camera, it will happen. So what I did here is I just cut this to match the top and match the bottom. You can see there's a little gap there. That's okay, because we're going to take some of that ribbon, the black satin ribbon. And for this, I just eyeball a little bit wider, a little bit wider than the paper. And of course, I can't find my scissors. That never happens. Huh. Alrighty, here we go. So, and I just go a little bit wider than the paper, so that way I can just turn the paper over and glue it down. So this is the boring part. Just get to see me kind of glue this all together. But as you can see, it's only going to take a few minutes to get this card completely done, and there's nothing really too tricky about it because everything is just a bunch of rectangles. You don't have to worry about being perfect on it. All right. And then for this, what I do, I just put a little bit in the middle just to kind of hold it down. I'm just going to eyeball it and then flip it over. And then that will hold your ribbon down, and you don't have to worry about putting extra Scotch tape or something like that that's going to ruin the card. So that'll be your base. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring the white card stack back in. I'm going to put a little extra glue around the middle, more than I normally would, just because there's extra ribbon there. I'm going to layer that on here. And I purposely made it a small border because I did want the flower to stick out, not worry about giant borders. Okay, so here's the base of our card. Now for the flower, we're going to layer this, not with just gluing it down, but with dimensionals. And I have my dimensionals right here. I tend to cut mine in half because then, well, sometimes you don't need giant dimensionals for little pieces, and this actually makes it last a little bit longer. You don't need a lot of them, just enough to kind of pop it up off the page. I use all the pieces parts, and then you just peel all these off, and we're going to just stick this right on the front of the card, and then the card is done. We didn't really have a lot of other stuff to do with it. This actually is a quick and simple card. You could do this with any of the flower images. You have that it's layered up on top, it's popped up, and you can see, here we go, there are plenty of flower images in here that you could use to embellish that card. And that is it. Then we have our card made. So if you have any questions, or if you would love to see more videos, I would love to hear what you're looking to see. I do have more cards that I make for classes. I can show those as well, but I would love to hear from you. So please feel free to come to StampinMag.com, give me some feedback, and I hope to hear from you soon. Thanks again for watching. Bye.